Pets are a complete and utter lie. And today we're putting this long-standing food myth to bed. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the show that has a sweet...
I just lied, though. It's not food theory. I know the thumbnail looks like food theory, but that's literally the point. It's just a fun thumbnail to make and fun lie to make in the intro. So I hope you guys impressed. Anyways, yeah, I just found a cool font, added matpad. I don't know, bro. It's not that difficult. And added an arrow because that's clickbait right there. That is the biggest clickbait right there. Anyways, is YouTube Rewind food or poison? When I narrate it and spoil everything, I explain literally everything, all the background stuff. And maybe some people very much need facts. I know some people do. Some people need things to be explained because there's a lot of complicated parts. There's a lot of parts and names involved. You know, you might not catch everything that's going on. So I'll try to my best to just say it out loud. Hopefully it helps. So here you go. I've made YouTube Rewind. Pretty tough craft, but you know, it's just pictures, it's just sliders. I don't have to do editing, which is the worst thing in the world. Everyone knows editing on YouTube and everyone is flexing editing, and I don't want to do it. I just refuse. If I have to do it with programming, that's fine. I can do programming, guys. But we're not going to do editing. That's it. It's a rule. And like, it's not just to like stand out and be different. It's just I don't want this skill. Editing skill sounds like something that is not useful for me. And with the rise of AI, probably will never be useful. So I will never have to learn it. You know, just like drawing or something. It feels the same way. But thumbnail making is actually quite fun. And I have learned a lot. And most importantly, you know, I can copy and paste some fancy text. Because GIMP technically is trash. Alright? And we get to that pink into blue thing, by the way. Begins. Alright, so Avril Lavigne calls Ariana Grande so she can use her Hello Kitty meme at the same time. It's just a brilliant move, right? And she offers something big, right? What could that be? And why would she have to break up with her boyfriend? I don't know. I don't know either, to be honest. But it's like, he's weird. It's once in a lifetime. You have to own this. You know, someone has to own this. And it's like, well, you're more reliable than me. I just like dead things. You know, I just like skulls and stuff. And it's like, this thing is literally about to die. And like, YouTube is trying to get rid of it right now. So, it's already accumulating haters. And YouTube is like, fuck it. You know, let's make it even worse this year. 2018 didn't happen yet. Okay? It's happening soon enough. But now Avril is planting the idea that Ariana should break up for some reason. Yeah. I still haven't established what the reason is, and the story will still develop next year, you know. But it is what it is, right? If there's plot holes, I'll have to fill it in. And I can do that because I'm smart, you know. So she just gives up, hangs up of like, well, you rejected the offer. That's cool. But that's how you do it technically. You just like offer something and you get rejected and you move on. It's if like nothing happened. I was like, okay, cool. If you try to like desperately sell something, like you just say something is big and like move on with your life. I'm just gonna give it to the next person. Not that hard. In fact, thank you next is kind of the idea, right? Planted as well. In that sense, I'm realizing. And here she's fighting Bear Shark because, you know, Rock and Roll was the music video that I took all those screenshots of her talking in her phone. And this is also in the same video. So it's like pretty funny, right? Like all the best shots are in that video. And I needed Bear Shark because she has to defend what she owns for a little bit of time. Maybe for like half a year. And then there's a lot that happens between these three sliders. You would not understand anything at all, but I'm going to give you the context basically. Because I can't just make 1,000 sliders and be like, explain everything. So this is why I have this narration episode. So many things have to be explained. There's so many gaps. So also, everything is fake, obviously. Just so you know, like celebrities are now turning into dolls and you can just toy with them. And make your own, I guess, cool videos. So that's my best rendition of what I can do for you to rewind. It's just, I gotta do something. I have to fill an empty space because the competition kind of sucks, as they usually do, but it is what it is. You know, people poke dead bodies. Like, kids find a dead body and poke it. I have to, like, take care of it and stuff. Anyways, maybe it's time. So now she's thinking about it and all that stuff and making the Thank You Next video. And after it's done, it's like, well, I'm too late, but I hope you're alright. Because she knows that Victoria now owns Rewind. So it shifts very quickly, the ownership. Because, like, you know, maybe another, you know, plot line that Avril doesn't want to fucking have it anymore. It's just too important. Or she realized how important it is. I don't know. And then Victoria's rule was to ruin rewinds. Because that's easy to do. It's just so much fun when you can do whatever you want. You know, that's the idea. Guys, we're gonna do whatever we want, and now it's dead. That's a pretty fun twist. I'm not gonna lie. But things don't die unless they get a second life. But why do I put Alex Jones? What is that? VGHS? This is one of the most coolest series on YouTube. That, like, YouTube exclusive in a way. And you have the, you know, Epic Mealtime guy that dressed up nicely for the role. And then you have Captain Sparkles and his beloved Creeper Aw Man meme. And then you have Scott Pilgrim. And my favorite thing, the movie. You know, there's a big cult behind it because it's just the most amazing movie that stands out in a unique way. And then you get another life in this movie. So I just had to put it in because it was an opportunity. And then what's next? Well, she does Seven Rings video that goes into Rewind 2019. Kind of like symbolizing ownership of Rewind. So I'm like, well, that works perfectly. And she also sings about buying favorite things. So I'm like, the timeline just works out because the next thing she does is the positions things where she like settled down on things about how not to repeat history, which is like, this is brilliant, bro. It just fits the whole thing. The whole Ariana saga fits with the Rewind saga, bro. So, and technically that's how life works, but it gets so fucking complicated that you don't have to know about it. And now fast forward to today. There's obviously an event that we have to recreate of, you know, this guy's gonna get smacked, but why? You know, what's gonna be the reason of him getting smacked in the face? So, 2022 was a joke. Obviously, I'm not saying which Rewinds was a joke. It was mine. All right. It's just bad, guys. So, so it's Rewind Kids. So there's a few competitors who try, and it's kind of like weird when they have boy and kid next to their names, because it's kind of cringe. You know, again, you can edit some kind of cringe video together. You can learn some skills. That's nice. Will you do that every year, though? It's not that easy to do every year, but Rewind Kids does it consistently every month, except his videos got worse and worse. So I'm not sure what's going to happen, to be honest, with this guy. But I can get upset. I'm sort of acting like Will Smith, or he's defending me, basically, representing me. Keep my competitor's name out of your mouth. What are you gonna do? This is a funny moment, basically. You know, because it goes into his mouth, apparently. We have to keep the continuity and stuff. And then he receives the smackers for that. And the doxing, also, he receives that. But for legal reasons, you know, it's on Friday the 13th of October. It's way more legal that way, guys. I swear. And so, here you go. I gave Rewind Kid his little thing. Like, we sort of hang out in his Discord, but, you know, eventually they become toxic, and I just represent their toxicity of, like, I'm trying to, like, fight back against haters. But literally, people become active and they fight actively against me, and, like, the easiest solution is just to kick me out. Well, no, the easiest solution is to, you know, deal with it. The easiest solution is to, like, have fun with it and deal with it. Of, like, me being there, because that's why I'm here. You know, I occupy space because it's just too easy. It's just too interesting to occupy space. And children don't understand because they just, well, you just press a button and you make someone disappear. In the same way, you just, like, disrespect when I make something for you. You're just gonna keep this as your avatar because this is so much, you know, more valuable. Like, well, I drew it and it just, I had it. And, like, come on, just put on nice clothes. Just upgrade something. And I gave you, and he asked of, like, how long did it took you to make it? And it's just so painful, right, to go through that experience. So I'm like, well, I give you this, but you broke my heart in many ways. So I'm now super duper blocked. I can't give you my opinions, which is very valuable stuff if you are trying to actually achieve of building Rewind. I want competitors. I want something to look up to and something to talk about. So it creates a more bigger black hole effect where Rewind matters more in general, right? People talk about it more because it's more interesting when more people are involved. But, you know, we have the same thing happen that happens all the time is people become assholes. And there's nothing I can do about it. They just pull out their guns, basically. Despite all the odds. All the faults. Odd one out means absolutely nothing here. All right, and hopefully you recognize Will Smith, all right, because he was in previous Rewind. It's illegal to not recognize him as the greatest meme of all time, who started like this. But it's kind of like the fall. Like, he literally started like this, and you know it's the fall. You know, like, YouTube Rewind was, like, projecting the information that it's gonna be bad. It was already telling you from the first frame, it's gonna be bad, guys. Don't worry about it. That's the point. Somehow. I have to keep my promise. My name is Jeff. Who's calling me? Obviously, I have to keep my promise of, like, I have to take care of, like, a very good idea. So, who's calling me right now? Because his name is Jeff. But it's just a meme to introduce a random dude that I cried about instantly of, like, yeah, Technoblade can be the caller. You know, of, like, yay, I still have the 10 million subscribers, guys. No one took it from me. It's kind of funny, though. And then you have a much bigger achievement that Taylor did last year at November, so pretty late, pretty reasonable to put her in as well. Because I follow celebrities like that, and Taylor has been growing steadily recently because she's still active. It's kind of bizarre, but that's what you do as a narcissist. You never give up, basically. And she beats Ariana eventually in subscribers, becoming the most subscribed female artist. And Eat My Shorts, you know. And then you have PewDiePie. If you don't recognize PewDiePie, that it sucks to you, because now you do, right? Because bitch lasagna and stuff. But so he was most subscribed for 7 years if you exclude T-Series. And then you have him stuck at 111. I'm like, well, that's a monster logo. I'll just use that. It's very hard to read for some reason. I even tried to like bend monster logo a little bit. But yeah, it's 111 subscribers. And then you have the meatball, because PewDiePie's all about the memes. Technically, it's a meme ball, and the greatest meme of all time happened to be shit in the shower, which had to be, you know, let's kick him down to the ground and make him calm down, because, like, memes are not that relevant, dude. Relax. Just because you shout out a meme louder doesn't make it, like, better, you know, because some memes not meant to live like that. So we slapped a greatest, shittiest meme on a shittiest meme. Yeah. So look at this meatball, though. I understand. It kind of works like that. You just say something louder and it's better that way. But the reign of PewDiePie is over, my friends. And the T-Series sounds like TS, sounds like something that stands for Taylor Swift. So might as well buy it, right? Eventually. Maybe that will happen. I'm just putting it out there into the universe. A lot of things happen, like Smosh Reunion happens, which is something predictable, something you would wait for, but it's still bizarre that it just happened, you know, and without a warning. And I was able to sort of predict that. And then you have, in the previous rewind, I'm not going to show you guys, it's too complicated, but I predicted Smosh Reunion, my friends, because I really wanted that to happen. Best of the best. I'm going to beat that too. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but Mr. Beast will have to face T-Series. He'll just have to do it. What's going to happen? Like, it's actually unknown, because T-Series could get, you know, a boost of self-esteem out of nowhere, of like, oh, Mr. Beast, come here. Come here, we kick your ass. You know, Indians uniting one more time to kick someone else's ass again, because you just don't deserve to beat, you know, pretty, like, emotional music. For me, like, India is, like, a very, very emotional place, where you just get overwhelmed. So we're going to explore that a little bit deeper, but that's the context. Like, him fighting with T-Series and the 4 girls all at once, like 4 biggest pop stars, they could unite as well and kick his ass anyways. That's my strategy. If I want to beat Mr. Beast, I have to cheat a little bit of, like, I can't get subscribers by any means necessary. No matter how hard I tried, I squeezed 200. Right now, competing against these giants is completely irrelevant. But what I can do is steal hearts, you know, and then see what happens when I do, when I combine them together and do alchemy and stuff. And so, but what is going to be the wind element of these girls? And I've decided from very early on that it's going to be Rebecca Black, because she's kind of like the, you know, the start of everything, the wonderful viral video that just kind of is an anomaly on YouTube. And it is a question of, like, why things go viral, but you have to stop questioning and believe that it's very important. That even though people hated it in general, they at the same time cared about something somehow and made her popular. And now she should be proud of like releasing her first album, even though she turned into garbage. That looks like garbage and very scary, you know, and with different hair because pandemic vibes and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, you have to subscribe. It just threatens you because that's what I want from her, to just like ask for subscribers and maybe they will come. You know, maybe they will come out of pure horror vibes. You know, that you emit. Purely make yourself into a meme. Like maybe that will happen. Maybe she will be as popular like Billie Eilish, because like Billie Eilish sucks balls, and they're kind of like related. They're friends, which is so bizarre. Like just attack Billie Eilish already. Defeat, take over. You gotta follow my footsteps and steal a heart. So there's a lot going on in the background, but I didn't add Billie Eilish. Just one slider to show that we don't accept negativity on YouTube Rewind. Or in general, I don't like negativity, obviously. And that's why it's so easy to detect if someone is being an asshole. I look for negativity, you know. And who started it first? Because if someone is defending themselves, I will just fully accept that, you know. As you can see, I've assembled a perfect team of girls, and obviously it has to look ugly to make it funnier. Can I be a Powerpuff? Belle Delphine showed up with a Powerpuff video, referencing herself as a Powerpuff and switching outfits to all the 3 different colors. And it's cool, it's just you're a slut, you know? Like, you can't just jump in and be like, oh, I'm a very happy person and all that stuff. You get the fuck out of here, basically. You know? Like, you lost. You kind of lost the game and you're like the biggest one, so we gotta topple you down and replace you with smaller creatures of, you know, the industry, the adult industry and stuff. So, and obviously she gets angry, but she gets defeated very quickly because why not? You know, let me show you some balls with confidence and stuff. And Victoria wouldn't lose to Belle Delphine, bro. Never ever. Can we give a moment to working moms? Obviously, another 2018 meme, which is fascinating. How many memes have been born? But that's what you do when you destroy Rewind. I'm just explaining again. That was the point. Somehow, you know, somehow it all worked out. It just was a rainbow effect of like Rewind had a life cycle. And everyone knew about it. It's just so bizarre. And now I own it, technically, with Ari, hopefully. I don't know what's going to happen next, guys. Fingers crossed, my friends. But we have you know, the only mom on YouTube. I haven't found anyone else. I'm not sure what the fuck this is, you know, why this exists, but I used it because it's so bizarre. It's just so unique. I'm like, well, I have one. I don't know where to put Marcia, to be honest. Because last year she was a weird meme, but yeah, I guess it all came full circle as well. You're too sexy at some point and like, whoops, a baby is born. You know, it happens. Might be wondering, So, the way I get those 100 influencers into Rewind, which is, you know, the whole point of Rewinds. By the way, I'll give YouTube Rewind or my Rewind some points. And technically for every single minute, you get $1. Whatever I spend time on. I could spend time on MatPat and pet MatPat. Or pet MatPat's cat. You know. Or his rat. Or he becomes RatPat. Rat cat? I don't know. So, I have a whole system set up to detect where things are in the leaderboard, and I track every single position. And I'm excited about this every single day, every single minute. I send it to someone, somewhere, every single waking minute. It's just a bizarre thing that you will never see anyone do, super unique, and still nobody, follows me up on that. In fact, Jackson's just released the creator iceberg thing, where he can find good creators even down in the very bottom of YouTube, which is, to be expected at this point. People stop caring. Like, they see a face and they click on a face. I had this happen many times over. I also keep track of, like, how many influencers I shown for the rewind. I shown 62 out of 100, which warrants a second part. So depending on how things go, I might actually release a second part of the rewind. I'm not sure what I want to do with it. It's going to involve Antoinem and the criminals and the reporters. It's going to involve all those Disney stars that, introduce themselves of like, well, we want positivity, guys. So here you go. You have the Billie Eilish and the one-hit wonders, the Psy, Gangnam Style. You have Despacito. You have Baby Shark. These are not actually influential. These are just big memes, big blow-ups on the platform. And I'm still not sure why people like Billie Eilish and why they vibe with it, because that is cringe. This is just cringe. It's like, please stop. It's just like maybe someone needs that phrase to be stuck in their minds to just like stop. This is not good. I've checked the entire channel, the entire catalog. There's barely any material that I would say like, yeah, this is fine. And maybe Billie Eilish is going to turn into like a normal person, but that doesn't mean good person, just normal. The person that can't sing anymore and can't make music videos anymore. So that would be normal, to be honest. Anyways, yeah, I have opinions, my friends. I don't have opinions about the other things, but maybe I will have eventually. Maybe they are just as negative and scary. We don't know. These one-hit wonders are scary because, like, why? Everything matters. Like the idea of psychology and all that stuff. Like, it all matters. It all adds up to something. People are vibing to something. So, Disney Princess. We took 13 slots. Why? Because it replaces Belle Delphine. Okay, all those sluts. We can just add like actually nice girls in there and be done with it. Kick out all the shitty people because they're influential. They're usually turn into celebrities after going through sitcom phase of Disney. They are actually still like legit celebrities. Everyone knows about them. And I'm like, well, they have to be in Rewind. I have no choice. And they just super attractive. So they have to be in my life first, even. Because that's the priority of like, who's most influential to me? Unfortunately, I can't help it. Because I have no friends. I have no social connections. No one can influence me otherwise or convince me to have different rules, unfortunately. So like, I'll just watch cool shows, and most people will be able to relate because we're suffering from loneliness and stuff. So they at least will watch it eventually or follow my strategies of how to survive when you're lonely. Because I'm smart, you're gonna be fine following my strategy because I'm genuine, honest, and I have many more virtues to go. It's almost, I feel like Santa, I'm Santa delivering gifts for all the good people who understand what I'm doing, So we came in like a wrecking ball, yay, Disney. And out of nowhere, even like Miley Cyrus is now likable, slowly like going back to her roots and enjoying that, I am really proud. And probably Dave is proud too, of like, wow, we carried this girl across the phase, you know? Every single girl seems to go through that phase of being trash and stuff. Except some, you know, like Selena never really went through the trash phase, and if you can survive it properly, yeah, like, you're really special, you know. It's a weird one. And then you have 80 John Olivers to fill in the blank, and the rewind ends. Obviously, it didn't fucking end, and I will explain every other part. And as I've said, you know, well, we covered a few influencers already to this point, so I'm like, well, let's just fill in with a great-ass meme. I do like John Oliver. He deserves to be in Rewind, and he deserves to be pretty cool meme of like, wow, you guys losers. You didn't make it. You know. No more influencers. So yeah. I'm not sure what I'm running around about, but let's continue. Oh, I didn't even like put music in, which kind of sucks, man. I have to click, man. What? Obviously, next best thing is Sniper Wolf, and she starts doxing, bro. She can't help it. And threatening of like, well, we have to keep Rewind going, guys. Where else can we get influencers? Think fast. Kill rest of the Smosh, because that's how we entertain people and stuff. And we're gonna have a terrible reason for it. Because we're gonna get doxed and our feed pics are gonna get stolen, you know. It's not really that bad, but yeah. Funny enough, this is quadruple S, not triple S, like with Sniper Wolf. And it stands for Smosh's Seriously Super Stupid Sleepover. So technically it's 5. And could be sexy, to be honest, because that's the only reason why I watched it. And where's Anthony? He's stuck in a toilet. You know. And now they're doing a reunion. A cross of like, hey dude, come out, like, let's do a reunion. As if like, he's stuck in the toilet because he wants to be there. You know, and interview people. Oh, look, hey, great toilet paper and stuff, MatPat. Hey guys, it's your favorite YouTuber. So errors in style theory. This is the funniest bit. So if you didn't laugh at it, I'm sorry, dude. You don't have a sense of humor anymore. But yeah, you have the shit theory. In this video in particular, in this interview, MatPat dropped the bomb of like, it's gonna be S theory. It starts with S, so you can start speculating of like, shit theory. Sounds pretty good. Space theory, I mean, that's a cool one. You come up with more awesome names for me, please. I'm interrupting this interview because Anthony didn't chose me for food battle, you know. Favorite food. Only Anthony matters though, because you know, Ian is off the hook, bro. It's so funny. Why the fuck there's no sound anymore? What's going on? What the? Oh, I really just clicked on that. Don't worry, Orange. But iJustine just likes Apple products. And now there's a plot hole of like, maybe Lindsay knows that secret somehow. That she betrays Orange in a way of like, from the very first episode of like, well, she likes Apple though. Very first episode is Orange talking to an apple. And it's like, whoa, that's deep, right? And it's like, pay with your blood, let's battle. And then it turns into a chess match. With Squid Game opening, bro. I just put together something that sounded really funny. Even though Scandinavian opening is a thing, somehow Squid Game opening is a thing? I don't know, bro. It gets bizarre in the chess world. But what is not bizarre is a rook sacrifice that it always wins the game. Obviously, and then the checkmate, and then she's in the hospital because plot twist, it really hurts. This shot comes from 1 year ago when she was in a hospital for a blood clog or clot. I don't know what it is, but she's playing with, you know, staffs all the time with these like weapon things. And eventually it was bound to happen, apparently. Okay. I'm strong. And then I put my classmates or schoolmates in, you know, and turn them into bunnies. Because what else am I gonna do with them? They're useless. But with the AI technology, we have the power to make them useful again. And even this useless person that left YouTube, she thinks she can get away with it, but she's too hot right now, and she was hot last year of doing drama and stuff. And I'm like, well, when the girl does that, that's pretty hot. So let's keep her relevant, guys. Let's all band together and turn her into a bunny as hard as we can. It's just that simple, guys. So, and if you want to like remove good clothing and turn your frenemy into, you know, trash, you can do that too. I just changed clothing, which is a very, very bizarre moment of like, men can just pick your clothes now. You can just wear baggy clothes. We just change it for you. You know, that's the future. You can wear whatever you want, and all of a sudden women will have more time for themselves, which can mean a lot for how the world is gonna work in the future. Like, everything changes all the time, and you have to keep up with the trends of the world, unfortunately. So yeah, this is very, very meaningful stuff. Even though it's cringe for me to like add all these faces, but like also Monica deserves it. Monica deserves to be trashed and, you know, humiliated and be put on the screen in a way, because you know, she's my first crush. I mean, like, what else am I gonna do? I'll gonna meme about that personally. All right, I gotta respect relationships as much as possible. And then you have Andrew Tate that, you know, I want to see more of that Bugatti though. Like, he's standing in front of a Bugatti and it's like, that's kind of, I need less Andrew Tate and more Bugatti. So I decided with AI technology, I'm gonna do just that. I can't save him from jail though with AI technology, so he has to, you know, do something. By the way, this is funny, like, he made a fool of himself of making this stream of like, oh, hey guys, I'm in jail. It's almost like him doing Mr. Beast challenge or something, or maybe it's real. I don't know what's going on. I haven't investigated. I just grabbed whatever I can find about Andrew Tate in that moment, because I knew he was in jail during New Year. You know, he was celebrating New Year's in jail, which is kind of a devastating moment. He didn't stay there for too long, maybe 3 months max. But it is, you know, an emotional moment, or just like in some kind of way. Maybe you dislike him and you laugh at this moment. It's twisted for me. I feel different every single time. He's a smart dude, but he's very toxic at the same time. You know, trying to keep up and be competitive and all that shit. And this is what it takes sometimes to try and keep up with everyone else. And I can't do it. I clearly can't do it. No one can do it, what he did. But he at least showed the vibes, the requirements. And then you have Mr. Beast, because you put them side by side. They're teammates now. And they're sort of in the same jail, you know, except this guy in a solitary confinement for fun. You know, so it's a challenge. I like solitary confinement, actually. Maybe I'll find the fucking different dimension to live in or something. Alright, but instead, you know, he's celebrating 200 million subscribers in isolation, which is also a real thing that he just did. It's like, well, we're getting 200. This is not edited part. This is from him, his video. which is so bizarre. Like, why would you do it like that? Like, that is a vibe killer. But yeah, it just shows the toxicity and the downfall of Mr. Beast, and technically, this is literally it. This is the moment that had to be in Rewind just to explain almost everything that's going to happen in the future, because no one can be on top of YouTube for too long. Just no one. Even I myself, I just want to solve my problems, other people's problems, and I'll move on with my life. I have no reason to stay the biggest of the biggest on YouTube. I just know I'm pretty much the next guy. I have the feeling, because everything is just culminating to that point. I'm lonely, but I can deal with my loneliness without doing anything suspicious, stupid, and harmful to people, which is apparently a big achievement nowadays. So now you have Mr. Beast have a real actual quote, only used twice this whole thing. What is that sound I hear? I used it with Ariana. I hope I showed. And the Hearthstone begins because it's my favorite game, and these are my favorite people. And then Mr. Beast gets summoned as a double card or double minion, which is not something you have in Hearthstone, but it's a very cool idea and it looks amazing, right? Like pop out double cards. It's crazy. Like, we already have Titans, we have Colossals. Why not this, right? So that's an Excavate reward. That's from the newest expansion. And then, oh my god, it's really powerful because it has 200 million subs. Really powerful version of Mr. Beast has been summoned, bro. With lasers and stuff. But you're not prepared for this. We're gonna have to, result into some cheating and stuff. Philadelphia competitors, if you know what I mean. There's so many girls kind of aiming for the strategy of like, oh, I'm gonna be popular and just gonna sell myself with OnlyFans and all that stuff. It's kind of a weird effect. I'm not gonna lie, but I like it. I'm okay with that. And some girls are better than others, so I put two of the most decent. And by decent, no, it's the opposite. It's when it comes to that industry. So it just crashes Hearthstone, obviously, because that's the only way out. Cool strat. And he knows all the little tricks of how to like combine things together and crash the game if he has to. Because he's Zeddy, bro. He has tricks up his sleeve as well. And then the plot has to change to something else, abruptly. So I'm like showing something completely unrelated. Jack's film's dodging doxing, bro. He's straining himself. But you get doxed only once. So what are you gonna do about it? And then apparently he's on the Britain's Got Talent. Wow. He's showing off his skills actually. And it's like he's playing bingo at the same time. He's trying to like not get clowned on. But that didn't work, so he got blocked on this one. Which is funny, it's a feature that his bingo doesn't have. It doesn't recognize that some things can never occur anymore. And your bingo can be blocked. Now, I'm not sure if that's an actual feature that he would need, but it's an interesting one, right? So, whoops, he blocked your bingo. Now, I guess you're gonna wait for him to call you bro, I don't know. I didn't dig deeper into this, I just slapped this in the middle, so don't read deeper into this. You're dancing like a crazy person. Please, give me another chance, because you want another chance, but the vibe from this guy is of like, he's just gonna put the pressure, he's just gonna dislike you from the very first performance if you act like a clown. But just like someone like who just won America's Got Talent, you know, with this worker West type of thing. He's just dancing around, just being a clown, basically. And eventually he wins over Simon Cowell, the most grumpiest judge. But in the deep, he just like, he wants to be defeated. That's the vibe, you know? And oh my god, I'm gonna bring back 3 dicks on the bench. And it's like, oh my god, that's my favorite show. Just such elevated emotions immediately of like just defeating him from the first performance you make of like, well, I have the ace up my sleeve. I was prepared the whole time. I have your favorite thing because these guys are 3 dicks on the bench and you can relate so much. Absolutely. There's Aspen Gold in there because, you know, he fits into the group. I feel I want to we're probably gonna have him return if there's part 2 or something, and then things just change very quickly because fuck Jack, bro, get the hell out of here. Eat your own meme. It's a really cool, you know, slider. And then everything shifts to a different vibe of, well, we're gonna show music video things. Because that's the easiest thing for me to just copy and paste of, like, if I see something cool in a music video that someone released, I'll just add it to Rewind and slap some kind of funny thing about it. So I'm like, well, you know, we have to resort after this. There's no way I can create even better memes. I'm like now competing against really powerful stuff. So I had to change the vibe and explain, you know, the pop singer stuff, because there's a lot of that too. And technically YouTube Rewind was just to acknowledge pop music in general, right? Those one-hit wonders that hit billion views and all that stuff. And yeah. So we're doing the same thing now, right? Well, not really. So I created Peace Pop in a retaliation to Billboard's Top 100 because I hate Billboard. Not because I want to be a competitor. When I am a competitor to something, it's dead. It's horrible. It's just filled with country music and rap music, which is not actually good music. Alright, and I'm like very offended by that people get fed this garbage. So instead I'm like, well, this is the most peaceful music, most uplifting stuff, and we have a winner of like summer and fall season. We're gonna have Peace Pop return very soon for fall and winter season. I'm working on it, guys. So we have technically 2 winners. Taylor Swift has the most songs, and Chrissy Constanza from Against the Current band. Technically exclusive to YouTube creator, basically. Grew up on YouTube, releases her music here, and of course she's very powerful because even if she's not popular, but she just stayed on this platform and has attracted just enough attention to keep herself going. That's all it takes. Because this platform is kind of ruthless in a way. It's very difficult because it gives opportunity to a lot of people. So you must understand, these people can be much more powerful than you think. And her music kind of just blew me off, one song in particular. And funny enough, I didn't explain Sabrina Carpenter, because now she's becoming way too sexy for my handling skills. I don't know what to do, but the Boulder Fizz girl is a card. And it was created before she did the music video, where I'm like, wow, this is a glitch. And I collect this stuff where things glitch like that, and we're like, what? How did you do that? And you're sexy, so you upgraded everything. And you're still the youngest, basically, pop star that I have in my list. So she's kind of like the edgelord at this point. And it's just like super OP. Like last year she wasn't that crazy with the outfits, and now like it just explodes it to next level. So I'm impressed. Now, her music is not the best, so but you know, you can balance things out by just becoming sexier, I guess. Yes, Taylor Swift steals a lot of spotlight because she's Taylor Swift, you know. And then you have Eurovision a little bit pop in, and that's an opportunity for me to transition to our country's Eurovision, where we send Monica, and we have pop singers still active for like 20 years, which is kind of like dormant in a way. But the funny thing is, a lot of these groups are dynamic. They returned almost this year specifically. You know, like somehow the vibe is of like, well, we have to all return now and reband, rejoin. In fact, the class reunion thing is the name right now of this reunion. But I also had my class reunion that kind of failed miserably, or delivered me an I don't know what happened, but they don't want to talk with me. I disbanded them, and there's a whole story behind it that I complain about all the time, because that's what I do on this channel. Okay, I complain about things that I don't understand, and I demand people to, like, you know, help me understand things. It's not very easy to do that because I have the most information, but hopefully at some point people start pitching in and help me with things. And I'm not stopping complaining even on this video, guys. Tell me I didn't just release the best album of the year. That's Demi Lovato, and her album happens to be a rock remix of her most popular songs, which makes it very, very good album. Okay, that's what artists should do, is just like elevate to the next level. And technically rock is not necessarily for everyone's taste, but for me, like, it seems better than what she did previously. And just, it's a new vibe. It's at least someone's gonna like it, right? And I haven't seen that before, where like even Taylor, she had the opportunity to make her songs better, but she just, you know, dealt with the copyright thing, while Demi actually just went full blast. Let's fucking see how things work in this next level vibe. And I'm like, that's a very good idea. It might be the best album of the year. I don't know. It takes a lot of time to decide that. This year, Cyrex gave me 14 songs. Now it's 15. Because right before Rewind, and the first song you hear on Rewind, is a very good song. And very thematic song as well. And because Cyrex has to glitch my world for some reason, so I'm scared, man. I'm scared. When the world opens up, of like, maybe there's more things that I haven't realized what's going on in the background, you know. But I don't want to talk about it, because that's spiritual world, and that's scary. Just by default. When you're lonely, at least. Still misses her dad. That's, Tiffany Albord, another YouTube exclusive person that, you know, all of them struggles mentally, I would imagine. They get stuck in the, also like a lonely mindset. So she's just thinking about her dad all the time because she lost her dad. She just can't think about anything else but the things that she lost. She's one of those sad people, you know. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna give you a dad joke. That's not really a good joke, but like, it's pretty good. Because, you know, your dad gets an E, and now it's dead. Yep, easy. Oh wow, Poppy, you just wear black. And why is that happening? Why so many girls just go through that weird charcoal phase? You might as well call it that at this point. What is that? What is that charcoal phase? And even like Dove Camera, oh, I can relate. Well, why? That's how we do it at Disney. It amplifies the Disney career thing. I'm like okay with it. So she's explaining to some extent of like, and now you can get on your knees and like be emotional and stuff of like, I want the charming girl and stuff that I fall in love with, that everyone fell in love with. So please come back for my sake, you know, you can make it personal. So it's almost like she doesn't really explain it, but she curves the ball of like, it's okay, you know? And it's so emotional in a way of like, well, I will come back and I will give you a heart attack. And it's like, for you. It's really powerful move, and it's also the only rhymed kind of poem moment, you know. And then transitions or crash lands into a black person, because like, why not? There's only two, Will Smith and her, Nicki Minaj. And I like her because she's kind of attractive, and even though she's doing rap music, she's all over YouTube. And it's just kind of fun to just explore where she's gonna go next. It's kind of bizarre. Like, she's in Katy Perry's music video. She's collaborating with Avril Lavigne. All this stuff is just like all over the place. And she's, most importantly, friends with Ariana Grande. So there's no excuse not to put her in and follow what's gonna happen next, bro. It's fascinating. Then there's Dua Lipa. Dua Lipa doesn't make it the top 100, so I make fun of her for not knowing how to dance when she's telling you that she could dance. I guess you could. You're a human being. You could dance, but you went Houdini and fall down and pretend to be a dead person. I mean, Houdini's just gonna come out of his grave and be like, oh, that was the greatest trick of all time. You know. He will do that, guys. I swear. Just like Dua Lipa is gonna get up from the ground any moment and show us how she could dance. It's just so funny, alright? And then you have Carly Rae Jepsen, because she's cool and she was chosen by YouTube to be the third song in YouTube Rewind. If you exclude 2010, if there was a song, because I refuse to watch 2010 and pretend that it's something more than the first attempt in YouTube Rewind, but it wasn't like a full-blown thing. When Rebecca Black shows up in 2011, I'm like, that's real. It now has people involved. It has a representation of some kind. Rebecca Black is representing herself and her achievement. Like, isn't that cute? And it's like, wow. I guess the vibe was of like, if this girl can do it, anyone can be viral on YouTube at this point, right? The album of, or every 2 years, she's very active. She's one of those Sniper Wolf personalities, like myself, very active, pumping out content and all that stuff. Even though it becomes a routine, it becomes constantly boring, you have to reinvent yourself. You know, YouTube made a good choice. They picked something that just didn't die the next year. I'm just saying. And I'm excited about her music as well. Really cool person. And in fact, successfully reinvents herself, because still attractive too. So fascinating. And now old, unfortunately. Ava's achievement. Wow. What a very weird vibe for this slider, right? But I sort of needed that because the transition is required for like this shot. You know, like, what the fuck? Oh, she's in the grave. I need a transition to like make it funnier, you know, dig a little bit deeper into this of like, well, wedding clothing. Where have you seen wedding clothing? Mr. Beast did it. But Mr. Beast did it when it was already, you know, or now it's cool to do it, you know. It's like, oh, it's now trendy to be like this, I guess. To be underground as well. Technically, Mr. Beast went underground first, then Ava did this. And Mr. Beast doubled down, I guess. I don't know. There's a relationship brewing. I'm very excited about this. Oh my god. Also, Ava, again, I have to mention, if I put it next to Mr. Beast, technically she makes like the best music, most consistently best music. So Mr. Beast, completely a decent pair, if he likes that. I don't know. Oh my god, please stop her from multiplying. Now, you must understand, there is 4 new Powerpuffs. The second generation is on the thumbnails, and 4 different versions of Rewinds. So, that creates a precedent of like, well, there could be more generations, or every year it could change. And Laura is very good candidate, because she's quirky, I guess, I don't know. And she likes playing chess, guys. Because obviously it's all about chess in this shot. There's nothing else to look at but the sacrifice of the rook, potentially. She's probably not holding a rook, but like, I would be scared if she did. No, she's just holding her king, I would imagine. Because everyone goes for the biggest piece. How dare you? I'm gonna blackmail you with my rook. It's the scariest thing. Now, Katie, on Instagram, turns herself into a shoe when you scroll or slide to the right, you know. She turns into a shoe. And it's scary, man. Advertisements sometimes can be pretty scary if you do it in a weird way of like, oh, here's a picture of a shoe now. Because you see in a shoe, guys. That was the whole point of the picture. To show you guys my shoes up close. And hope it's not contagious, because I know it's contagious. People want to sell things to you desperately, but at least you have to turn into a meme somehow. I did a service for her, you know. Thank you very much, right? Where's my dollar? It has been 7 years, but I made it funny and dramatic, of like days, of like we're counting days since she left Fifth Harmony. And it's a very iconic moment because their both careers fell apart. This was their important chemistry of like, it worked up to this point where she left. And it's fascinating to see that, you know, she doesn't look happy on her own. In a solo career, doesn't release uplifting music. It just doesn't feel good. But with the band, she was just unstoppable. And I'm like, well, it creates a precedent of like, they gotta try and reband themselves, I don't know. So I'll put it out there that way as an idea. All of these are just ideas to float around, and maybe something's gonna happen. I don't know. Weird shit happened since last Rewind. And it's just something to look forward to across the year. And then the final, before the ending, is the Cali water. Another advertisement. Holy shit, going haywire. By the way, spoilers, very scary spoilers, but she likes Halloween. She likes to be a vampire, even though she has this psycho personality for it, so it fits very well. So I'm like, it fits too well. Maybe you should tone it down with the Cali water as well. If like, oh, she likes juice. It's like, don't transform into a vampire, Vanessa Hutchins, please. Now, she is the friends of Selena Gomez, so she's being carried basically into the top 100 by her, by the Powerpuff. Powerpuffs are really powerful, okay? I spent a lot of time with them and explored every inch of their existence on the internet. Because it's bizarre, like they're too powerful, you know? Anything can happen to crash land their careers, and I have to like catch them if they fall. I just have to, you know. So and they're super popular again, and it turned into a movie. You know, the funniest part about this is not that I replaced a candle with Cali water, which just fits right in. It's not that, you know, it's a movie somehow, because I took her movie poster of Dead Hot and turn it into Dead Water, which is already just keeps on going to that transition, you know, like, that water, interesting. But the funniest thing is, only on TikTok. We're gonna watch a movie only on TikTok. It's gonna happen next year, guys. We're gonna be watching movies now. Absolutely. And then we transition into the final part of Rewind, which has a little bit of suspense because it contains a meme. Your favorite, boom boom. Casey Neistat. What else he's known for? Just the K-pop thing. And he has to double down and be like, I'ma deliver now. It's time to deliver. But it's like, what do I do with this, right? What do I do with Blackpink? What can I possibly do? Well, if you take red from the pink, you get blue. Guys, it's just how it works. At least in programming. You take away the red coloring. So, if we do that, then we get on one side rewind, red wind, and black blue instead of black pink. And then I have to explain the rules. But before that, we have the closing of like, well, this is how Guru videos would look like in rewind style. All right, the prop battle. The biggest, the most exciting thing I do on my channel, instead of complaining all the time, is make people fight each other. That sort of like creates a storyline behind the fight and compares the artist or the creators or whatever. So fascinating. The most recent fight was between Sniper Wolf and Aziland. And now we have this in Rewind, the most ridiculous fight, because I was kind of waiting on it. I was sitting on it. On Rosé to fight the rest of her team. Blackpink basically splitting because Rosé just transcends to next level because she's just better in every single fucking way. And I'm like, I'm gonna pick 5 most popular videos of Blackpink and see what Rosé does in those videos. So the prop battle is about just having stuff like this and showing to the camera and seeing what the vibe is out of it. Well, what's the juice, right? Pink parrots. Oh, that's cool. I've never seen that before. Checkmate. I mean, you want to have some of that. It's not bad. And if it's checkmate, it's a pretty powerful move, right? Except that's not how you do checkmate. You trap the king. You don't just kill the king, but too anxious, too eager to just kill things, aren't you? Other pieces are takeable. You can remove them from the board, from the battlefield, but the king cannot leave the battlefield. He has to be trapped. That's the whole point. In fact, maybe the next part of Rewind, if I make one, is gonna be the queen trap. Trapping the queen instead of trapping the king, which is like a very bizarre thing to do on chess. Of like, how many pieces does it take to trap a queen? Illegal checkmate. So instead of +4, they get -1. So you have, again, black-blue versus Rosé, the red wines. Illegal warfare technology, because why the fuck you have tank in the music video? What is going on? And you don't even drive it because it's impossible, but then why? There's -5 points for just that alone, but she attacks me with popcorn and I'm like, I like that. That's cute. And then Jisoo is shown to trip over randomly. I'm like, well, that sucks. That's a memorable moment now, unfortunately. While Rosé swings on a chandelier, and I'm like, what the this complete... It's also a Sia meme, a popular meme on YouTube. I'm like, shit, that's really good. +5 points. There's nothing to complain about. It could be unsafe or whatever, but just like, I don't know, she's having fun and stuff. Okay. I have to take a pause, not because I have anger problems, but because outside world has siren problems. That stopped, actually. Thank you very much. So, I have anger problems, but we're gonna try push harder now. Oh shit, I have a ugly and broken heart. What is this look like to you? Because I don't know, it's just garbage. All right, and split in half, so it has to be a heart. It's the only thing you can split in half normally. And then Rosé delivers again. Second music video, right? Bam, bam. She tells a whole story of like killing herself. Even in the lyrics, she says of like, I'm destroying the weaker self. I'm like trying even harder. What is she working for? You know, what's going on? And then the third music video, which just doesn't have much material, but then Rosé shows up again and starts, you know, swimming through losers. At this point, I'm like, just what? And this shot also super bizarre. I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at even? What? This is insane. Like, she just rules the whole band. And I'm like, I don't have that information from anywhere else. I just crafted it because it's too easy. Sexy War, I'm like, wow, that's super meaningful and interesting. Wow, okay. And then there's fourth song, the cotton candy competition of like, who's gonna have the cotton candy last? There's already a 25-point difference, 27 to be exact. And this is also the best song, so I will watch it over and over again because I like the song. Normally I don't like Blackpink songs, but this one's pretty cool. So they do this random stuff, I don't know, discovering relationships for the first time. But, you know, Rosé goes in for the relationship of like cotton candy is the most valuable thing because it kind of connects all the girls together. And it's like, oh, I'm gonna steal that from you. And it's like revenge, violence, none of this works. She steals that again. Like the cotton candy gets stolen from her and she steals it back. And that's the last shot of her holding the cotton candy. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is too powerful. She wins every single music video as well. It's crazy. And Jenny's trying to like, fuck, let's fucking go down. Swinging, bro. +5. +2, and it's not, nah, I can swim through that too. I can swim to that place, alright, because it's just still going through losers, bro. I have that skill now. She does that again. Whoa. How do you like that? The funniest thing is, there's 3 sliders. There's not much prop going on. It's just her funeral. There's an apple, which is, wow, okay, you have an apple. It's not very overwhelming, is it? But I turned it so like, whatever, right? She also puts a ski mask of like, what the fuck is gonna happen? She's stealing something, she's having a funeral. In a way, it's just like, she's ending her career. Just, it's a perfect wrap-up of just the most 5 popular songs. Which is so bizarre, such a glitch. And then she says, how you like that, and kicks the fucking camera. And that's basically the end. Maybe the end of Blackpink as we know it. I don't know, bro. I just crafted that and I'm like, fuck, it works. It's crazy, guys. Okay, well, we have a siren again. Because it's very relevant for the video. Alright. A few last words to consider. Todd Howard shows up and delivers a speech. For me, again, represents me because I need that. I worked very hard on this and it worked. The way you do it is the formula of making rewind and why these rewinds fail is you have to have fun with it. But I had to dedicate everything. I had to go all in because the idea is so good. I just have to do it. I picked something that I really enjoy and I'm like, it changed my entire world technically because I started chasing after celebrities and I slowly realized I have to do the YouTube rewind because it's not being done anymore. You know, YouTube themselves dropped it. And technically, I didn't realize I was competing against Mr. Beast himself at one point. I released 2020 Rewind, which was absolute horrifying trash, but every single year I upgrade. So I was hoping to release at 2021, something decent, but I got sucked into unfortunate events. And then 2022 was, reasonable. But now it seems it keeps evolving and probably 30 times better than last time, which is very exciting. And I will improve my programming strategy potentially. It's going to be even better. And again, I don't need editing. Editing almost makes things worse. Sets things up for failure almost, because they can't change anything. And probably people have caught on to that and used that against the creators often enough of like, you can't edit this out, can you? Grab the idea, make it your own. Make fun with it. And it just works. I turned this into another powerful meme that just hits the spot how it's supposed to. People laughed at it, but now they might cry about it. And I put two more sliders to cry about. The Alvor, the thing that everyone sees if they play Skyrim, and everyone knows this guy, and it's just like super emotional. Like, he kind of looks like a homeless person just like going all into his craft, and I don't want to say too much because I'm tearing up, and it's like, it's super cool. And it's just like, you have to save these moments when the greatest two game developers stood side by side talking about Skyrim Minecraft fusion, basically. And it's like, wow, I want to see this interview again if I can. Maybe Notch has to invite Todd Howard as a response interview. Maybe that has to happen after all these years of how they feel. Another reunion that could just fucking blow up the world. And that's the end. And there's Antvenom. I don't know why I hate Antvenom. It's just the destiny has brought us together and separated us, just like the Rewind Kid. So maybe that's gonna be the plot for part 2. Fighting against Antvenom and his stupid name. Anyways, see you guys next time. This is really cool stuff. I'm really proud of my work. And glad that, watched through the whole thing. And let me explain this. There's nothing but my attempt to be heard sometimes and to make friends. And it's really tough to actually achieve that now in a competitive environment. Everyone sees things as resources and try to grab it. But essentially, it is temporary. You can be a temporary winner. You can hold YouTube Rewind hostage for a temporary amount of time until it gets too hot on you and you feel like you made a lot of mistakes. You cannot own it or own up to it because people gonna hate you too. But I'm okay with being hated because I'm fighting for just like survival, for just existing and having fun and not worrying about things. So because I have such a high level purpose, I can own YouTube Rewind. I'm slowly realizing how difficult it is to do this job. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.